Imagine two neighbors getting into a vicious fistfight over a property line. Someone calls the police, an FIR is filed, and it looks like the conflict is heading straight to trial. But a few weeks later, tempers cool. They sit down, write up a mutual apology, and sign a formal compromise. They walk into the courtroom, hand the paperwork to the judge, and expect the case to be dismissed. Instead, the judge rejects the settlement and sends the accused to a holding cell. The victim explicitly forgave the attacker, yet the punishment stands. This photo of a display booth highlighting India's new criminal laws introduces us to Section 359 of the BNSS 2023. This statute outlines the framework for what the legal system calls the compounding of offenses, the process for settling a criminal case out of court. So, if the person who actually took the punch is ready to let the matter go, why does the state insist on prosecuting? The answer lies in a strict boundary drawn by the justice system. There is a precise point where a private, mutual settlement crosses over into an illegal act against society itself. To understand this boundary, we have to look at the first category of offenses, crimes against an individual. In these specific personal scenarios, the law actively wants you to settle out of court. Look at this image of the Supreme Court of India. In the landmark case of B.S. Joshi versus the state of Haryana, this highest court laid down explicit guidance regarding matrimonial and family disputes. The court reasoned that in family matters, the ultimate objective of the law is preserving harmony. Pushing a bitter trial forward often weaponizes the criminal process, destroying any chance of relatives repairing their relationships. By validating these settlements, the court allows the law to fulfill its highest purpose in family matters, restoring domestic peace and preventing a private conflict from becoming a permanent fracture. But what happens when the crime involves serious violence or intimidation? We enter a gray area where simple forgiveness is no longer enough. This photograph shows a high court building, representing the specific tier of the judiciary that handles these complex situations. According to the ruling in Gyan Singh versus State of Punjab, high courts possess inherent powers to quash or cancel a criminal proceeding if continuing it would result in an abuse of the legal process. Under the Narendra Singh guidelines, judges must carefully weigh the compromise. First, it must be completely genuine and voluntary. Second, the court ruthlessly examines the crime's nature, determining if the offense caused isolated private harm or inflicted broader public harm. In this gray area, judges act as vigilant gatekeepers. Getting a victim to sign a piece of paper does not automatically bypass judicial scrutiny. Then we hit the absolute red line: crimes against society. In the state of Madhya Pradesh versus Lakshmi Narayan, the Supreme Court listed the crimes that are strictly forbidden from being compromised. This list includes corruption, economic offenses, and crimes demonstrating extreme mental depravity or heinous violence. The philosophical reasoning is clear. In a corruption case or a violent assault, the individual victim's willingness to forgive is legally irrelevant. The state and the fabric of society have been injured, and the state does not forgive. There is a rare exception. In the Ram Gopal case, the court ruled that if a crime is strictly private and entirely non-heinous, judges are flexible enough to accept a compromise, even after a conviction has occurred, provided continuing the punishment serves no useful purpose. The red line for serious offenses ensures that justice remains a public mandate. Because these crimes impact the collective safety and morals of the community, the law demands accountability that no individual agreement can override. This framework defines the criminal justice system as a collective safeguard, ensuring that the resolution of a crime served the broader interests of society. The framework defined by Section 359 of the BNSS provides exactly enough flexibility to save families from the needless suffering of a courtroom battle, while closing the door on true abusers trying to buy an escape route. This dividing line leaves us with a central question: Samaj versus Insan, society versus the individual. Who is the law protecting? It comes down to a single principle, echoed through decades of Supreme Court rulings. An out-of-court compromise is only valid when it secures justice. If it defeats justice,